welcome to the Rainbow Pitch League Season 3 Finals. We are here, we have made it to the end, and we've got one more game to go. We have, in this matchup, Tasha, who is playing Verdance, one of the most popular decks in our season this year. And then we also have May, who's on Katsu, who is on one of the least represented decks this season. Was this how you thought the season was going to go? Did you think you're going to see a Katsu in the finals?
No, definitely not. I'm trying to remember the meta breakdown. How many... Oh. How many Katsus even registered for this league?
One.
Yeah,
it was one.
That's what I thought.
It was May, and she was the 125th sign-up. So I think literally the very last one, or the second to last.
The very last sign-up, yeah. Yeah, I mean, what a show out for May. This singular Katsu deck, last minute sign up in the league, and just now making it all the way to the finals. And also Tasha, I mean, it has had an incredible run as well. So these are two players that's just been so fun to watch their journey here. I can't believe we've finally made it to the finals.
Yeah, almost done with a whole another year. And yeah, like you said, not to take away from Tasha, who is on Verdance, who was one of the most popular decks, top 2, I think, in terms of population, but she had to go through some pretty difficult matchups. There was a lot of Azalea coming her way, and as we saw throughout the season, that was a pretty difficult matchup to kind of deal with, but yeah, masterfully making its way to the finals here to come up against this Katsu. I think it's going to be an exciting matchup. No idea what to expect. This isn't the matchup I'm familiar with at all. I guess Verdance can block pretty well, kind of stop those Katsu triggers potentially, and has big powerful disruption as always, as we've come to expect from Verdance with the felling of the crown and such. So, I guess we should just get to it, shall we?
Yeah, let's jump into it.
Our next sponsor has anonymously provided some prizes to our league because they wanted to support queer folk in Flesh and Blood. We're honestly so thankful for their support and generosity. Now, with this time that we have before the game, they ask that you go and check out Doctors Without Borders. Doctors Without Borders is an international and independent medical humanitarian organization delivering emergency medical aid to people affected by armed conflicts, epidemics, natural disasters, and exclusion from healthcare. Founded in 1971, they believe that all people should have access to healthcare regardless of gender, race, religion, or political affiliation. For over 50 years, they've been on the front lines of conflict zones, natural disasters, and more. And with the help of donations, they're able to keep providing urgent medical care to hundreds of thousands of people every day. So if you'd like to tangibly help people in need around the world, please make sure to check out Doctors Without Borders yourself, and see if it's something that you'd like to donate to. Links to their website will be put in the bio of this video. And once again, we'd like to thank our sponsor for all of their generosity and support of our league. And here we are for the finals. We have, on the left, we have Tasha playing Verdance, and on the right we have Katsu being played by May. Now, things to note before the players are getting into turn 0, we have 1 point of Arcane Barrier on May's side, and here we are with the Edge of Autumn starting things out, pitching a Tenacity.
Yeah, it looks like Tasha is just happy to take that 1 point of damage here to start the game off.
Yeah, that could signify maybe there was an inability to block, or accidentally showing us the hand there. Gonna gain the life back anyway. Oh. Maybe not.
Yeah.
There we go.
I think when I edited this, just to be honest, I'm pretty sure when I edited this, May had quickly pointed out there that she could see Tasha's
I
hand. So it was just a little hesitation and fix there. So Tasha's going to gain that life back, and May's just happy to Arsenal and pass it back to Tasha.
Back to an even start here. I will take that back because here's a heartbeat of Candlehold. Getting the 3 life, and then coming back for 2 arcane. We know that May has access to 1 arcane barrier, but probably, I imagine, would rather have a 5-card hand in this scenario. Soil count very far away from 8.
Yeah, very far away from 8. Over 2 earth cards have now entered the graveyard. Tasha's just going to Arsenal pass. May able to swing back here with a 5-card hand. I'm sure we can expect like a lot of damage being presented, potentially coming through. We'll see. Although, you know, I'm also not familiar with this matchup, but I imagine Tasha is going to do its best to block out as much of this terrifying Katsu deck that we've seen.
Yeah, my assumption, again, not having seen a whole turn cycle yet, is that we're going to get some blocks earlier on, try to force May to have an answer, just to avoid having the Katsu trigger earlier on, giving her fewer options. And I think, if possible, Tasha's going to want to keep 2 cards, 1 to pitch, 1 to play, so I guess we'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, it looks like May just having a think, maybe on how she wants to sequence her turn. 5 cards with Katsu, you can really do a lot if you play them correctly. So, starting out with an E-strike, I think we can assume this is go again. Yeah.
One would have to assume, with that many cards left in hand still.
Yeah. It would be crazy.
Yeah, there's maybe a world where you can go for like a Razor Reflex kind of situation. This isn't the world, there is no Razor Reflex in these deck lists, and of course just a reminder, this is an open deck list match. Both players do get to see the full 80 of their opponents. And it looks like we're getting an early equipment block here. We're blocking with an E-strike for an E-strike. New Flesh and Blood card coming your way. Along with the bark skin of the Millennium Tree. Because it's so early on, we're not getting the effects here, but we are stopping that Katsu on hit, like I mentioned. And here we have a Hardened Cross Trap. Are we going to go for a Surging Strike combo line here? Was that E-strike just a little fake? No, that's a Descendant Gust Wave? Descendant Gust Wave, sorry.
Descendant Gust Wave, which of course is combo. But the combo is kind of irrelevant here because, as you said, there is no Surging Strike here. And Descendant Gust Wave combos off a Surging Strike. So this is just 3 go again.
We are getting the early decompose here, even though it's not necessarily necessary. This does play around the Okana Scar Ramps, though. So blocking 4 and 3, and then here we're getting a Flusterfist with no again. Coming in for 4. Now Tasha's only blocked with 2 cards in hand, so she still has access. Sorry, 1 card from Arsenal and 1 card in hand. So she still has access to 3 cards here. I imagine we'll see something like a pitch play. I think I cheekily saw a Command and Conquer in hand and an Arsenal. That's an E-strike. Maybe it wasn't Command and Conquer.
So it looks like an E-strike for 7. The dice is kind of hard to see.
And we just have the no blocks there, not presenting any sort of disruption. May trying to save the defensive moments for when it's going to disrupt her turn, but Tasha's done a good job so far of just making sure that the life totals are not just swinging in May's favor, not overcommitting to blocks. But here's that Surging Strike that I thought there was going to be last turn. Coming in for 4. Pitching that Salt the Wound as well. Knowing that there's only 1 Salt the Wound in this list, Tasha can block accordingly with the knowledge that there could be a tenacity this turn if it does overcommit to the blocking.
Just having a think here. Going to go ahead and block for 3 and play a mental block, covering up that Surging Strike, creating a ponder and having 1 prevention floating.
And that mental block there being really nice. Should May have chosen to use the Okana Scar wraps, and the mental block still would have covered it up. And then because she didn't use the Scar wraps, the 1 prevention is now floating over to the next attack, which in this case is a Whelming Gust Wave. I believe that's yellow. So it should be coming in for 3.
Is that yellow?
I think so. There is
I can't.
2 yellows in the list.
Yeah, of course that Whelming Gust Wave is comboing off the Surging Strike. So giving it +1, which would make it 3 if it's yellow. Go again, and on hit, draw a card. We have a no decompose.
Yeah, I don't know if she was able to decompose or not, but because of that mental block, you're still playing around that Scar Wrap. And here we have the powerful Bond of Ancestry. Vanishing Flusterfist just gets some damage through. No fancy combos here, just coming in for 4 and then 4. Not bad for 0. But after all that, the life totals still seem all not tied up, still in Tasha's favor. And I did think she showed us a Burn Bear accidentally. So I suspect the line here is a Burn Bear, followed by that Ponder. I mean, I didn't see it, I just had a feeling, you know.
Wow, that was really impressive. May, of course, just happy to take all of that Burn Bear damage and hold on to another 5-card hand.
Being down 7 life, I don't know if May's happy to take that damage. But surely is glad that there's no disruption coming her way.
I could just claim that when I edited this, May said, I'm happy to take that damage. But that did not happen.
I'm overjoyed. So that was an Ancestral Harmony revealing a 1,000 wins? 100 wins? Some number of wins? A lot of wins. 100 wins. For later on in the turn. But in the meantime, we have Be Like Water. And Tasha correctly predicting that May wasn't going to use that effect just takes the damage. Also no Katsu trigger, so May's very content with that hand. Oh no, I'm lying. Sorry, I didn't notice the defense reaction. Never mind.
Yeah, okay.
I was like, I didn't hear it block. Of course I'm not, we're not watching with audio. So here we have the 100 wins.
Just the 100 wins.
Tasha did use one of the breakpoint defense reactions to stop a 3 power attack. Again, playing around the Okana Scar Wraps. Really being careful around that. But now we have a 4, and you can't really take that. Oh, you can. I'm lying. You can use the Stonewall Gauntlet to reduce the power of a boosted attack, and every attack on this combat chain from this point onwards. So, May gonna close that combat chain just to remove that, because the Ancestral Harmony effect is still alive as long as she has methods of go again. And here we have another scenario where we might consider defending 5. This doesn't have the on-hit to go out to draw a card, nor does it have go again, but should this hit, then those Breeze Rider Boots can come into play, and then May can just start playing any combo card and get the benefit from the Ancestral Harmony, even if they don't combo off each other. So, something you really have to be worried about here, or concerned about. is this attack hitting. We may see Tasha defend this for 5, and then I think still have access to 2 cards. If it uses one of the equipment pieces, or she can just block with the cards in her hand and just write this turn off.
Yeah, I think we could see a 2-card block here. Equipment, I'm not sure that it would... Okay, looks like we're both incorrect. No?
Looks like there was no block.
No block. Breeze Rider Broods, and we'll see a Katsu activation. I don't know why that did not roll off the tongue.
I like that token to represent that the Katsu trigger's been active.
I know, yeah. I was definitely staring at it while I was trying to get that sentence out.
He's just going for a wander, looking through his deck. And we have discarded one of the newer Katsu cards that I can't remember the name of to search for Bonds of Ancestry. Who could have guessed?
Of course.
And we're getting another Bonds. We're going for a double Bonds turn here. Knowing that Tasha does not want to block, now's the time to reclaim the lead, life total wise, and get back into this game. Push a whole bunch of damage through. Coming in for 5 with go again.
Ooh, this is a pretty disgusting turn.
And these Breeze Rider boots showing exactly why they're in this deck. Like, in this scenario, this Gust Wave would not have go again normally, but we can keep them applying pressure. Stopping an on-hit here. Defending for 3 on this yellow Whelming Gust Wave, and now we're looking at our options again for another card to play off this Bonds of Ancestry, and we might actually see the headpiece getting correct here as well, depending on how the blocks go. I imagine it's just going to be Assault the Wound in this scenario. And here we can kind of see the punishing nature of blocking with those Stonewall Gauntlets a bit earlier in the combat chain, being able to break it. Because now the Bonds is free to just go off and do this double Bonds line in the same turn.
The double Bonds, it just feels like never ending.
Yeah, no, there's 5 attacks in this combat chain. We saw 2 previously. This is 7 attacks in a turn. And for relatively sizable numbers.
Yeah, right. These are like 5 power attacks.
Not your usual ninja attacks.
Yeah, taking Tasha all the way down to 13. No.
I think she started this turn on 32, if I'm not mistaken. So, absolutely a huge amount of damage here, and we are getting the headpiece crack. Tasha really being restrained and not blocking, if she can. And here we're getting that Assault the Wound, getting an additional 1, 2, 3, 4. So it should be 6.
Yeah, I believe
6.
it is 6. I believe that dice is at 6. It's a little difficult to see, but if Tasha takes 6, that will bring it all the way down to 7 to 25. It's kind of a very scary place to be.
Yeah, considering it started the turn above 30.
Yeah, I mean, she'll really have to work hard to get back in this game. And you know, for Verdance, I would say usually it's not so scary, but I believe Tasha's, like, her soil count is only at 2. I believe, which is a little bit of a terrifying place to be when May is able to apply this much pressure.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of at the point where you're now just going to be blocking to keep yourself alive rather than to stop Katsu lines specifically. So you're going to need back-to-back-to-back disruption kind of cards to kind of just stay in the game at this point. Not even necessarily win the game, but the first step is staying alive. Ow. Sorry. But she does still have access to a card in hand and a card in arsenal, and that's a... what is that called? Ring of Roses.
Ring of Roses.
And an arsenal and a pass. So, is May's 4 cards good enough to leak damage and force blocks?
I'm gonna guess yes. But we shall see, I guess.
Katsu's known for being able to deal some amount of damage. And she does still have access to Edge of Autumn as well as the Okana Scar Wrap, so we're seeing a pitch. There's the Edge of Autumn. Are we going to see one of the Edge of Autumn combo lines here? Perhaps maybe a Seek Vengeance as a 0/4 0 cost. Oh, is that? There we go. There's the Seek Vengeance. And this time I didn't actually see the cards in hand. Representing 67% of Tasha's life total right now.
Oof.
We're seeing the finger tapping, the math. There is hope. And here we have the Shelter from the Storm, and an Ancestral Recall to go over the top. Make sure the stack hits and draw a card. We get a Katsu trigger off this as things stand as well. Was absolutely ready for this defense reaction. Are we going to see another one, or is Tasha just going to let this come through?
She might have to let this come through. Looks like we've got the arms activation.
I was going to say, there is an Okana Scar Wrap, but this is a little bit greedy in the sense that if there's a second defense reaction, you now lose your weapon. And here we have another new Katsu card whose name I can't remember, looking at the list. Gosh, what is this one called?
This one, shit. I mean, shoot.
This one is this Gustwave the second one? It might be.
Is Gustwave the second one that dark? Is this maybe?
Yeah. If Surging Strike was the last attack of this Comet Chain, this gets go again. Surging Strike was not the last attack in this Comet Chain. It is just a 0/4 in this scenario with 1 card in hand. And May losing access to her weapon there is kind of the break that Tasha needed. She no longer needs to worry about Okana Scar Wraps as things stand.
It looks like Tasha's debating using the crown here.
With no card in arsenal as well. So this is purely defensive, this crown.
Yeah, save a little life. We are going to see a card put at the bottom though, so maybe hope to fix its hand a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We'll say going down to 4 life, that Ring of Roses might become very important.
It's going to carry a lot.
Because yeah. Of course, Ring of Roses, when Tasha deals arcane damage. Tasha will gain some life. Okay, a plow under. This is the first like powerful like decompose card that we've seen Tasha able to play. And honestly, looking at Tasha's graveyard right now, there is not a ton of earth. These 3 cards is going to bring the soil count to 5. Still not quite enough to give Verdance some text. And yeah, there's no more earth cards in Tasha's graveyard, which is just crazy to me. Of course, Plow Under will add an earth card to the graveyard, but these decomposes are a little bit tricky.
Now, it does sneakily have access to the Millennium Tree bark skin chest piece.
Right,
which is not the order those words usually go in. But she can block with that to add the second earth card, so worst case scenario, she will have the Plow Under and the and the chest piece to get the Decompose, the third and important soil count to 8 Decompose, because we are at 5. And if she can block with another earth card as well, I think that's the point I just made. Golly. We have a Be Like Water coming in for 3. Forcing the blocks, forcing the issue. May has access to 3 more cards thanks to that Plow Under removing the arsenal.
Yeah, kind of a scary card to be sitting across from this low in the life to see open up a turn, right?
Really anything that just has damage and go again is not what you want to see as Tasha. And here we're getting a Sink Below, filtering that hand a little bit. Not quite the hand that she wants to see there. Here we have the 100 Winds coming in for 3 once again. I'm sure if Tasha could, she would have preferred to have that defense reaction on something that attacked for 4. But knowing your hand's not good enough and needing to fix it despite that, it's not a bad thing.
So there we've got exactly what you were talking about. The bark skin of the millennial tree. Blocked in combination with another earth card. Got that. Okay.
And what a huge heads up play as well. Making sure to block with that here. Just to make sure you get the value off it, but also defending the non-attack action, and I believe that blocks are 3 normally, so we are getting a defend for 5 on 5 here, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm now going to check if I am or not. Nope, that is 5 on 5 there. Super heads up block there.
Not going to leak any damage, but may of course did get to draw a card. However, this is just end of turn, okay. Which
means that Tasha does get to have a card in hand to pitch, a card to play, and then still have an arsenal as well. And the card here is huge. This is going to swing the life totals back in a big way. We gain 3 life, and then followed up by Command and Conquer.
Wow. Yeah, this is a really good turn we see here. We're not positive what May put in her arsenal. We do know that 100 Winds had to go again. But May opted to just kind of move to arsenal, which doesn't always necessarily signify that it's that a brick card was drawn, but maybe this is like a really good card that May's hoping to find an opportune time to play, and it just wasn't that last turn. But I guess we'll see, depending on how this CNC is blocked.
It could maybe be something like an Ancestral Harmony or something where it's kind of, you've already played 2 attacks, so you won't necessarily get the value off it, especially if you miss. And that could have been drawn off the Ancestral Empowerment as well. So maybe trying to save it for this turn, but now in a position where she's forced to block or lose it because Command and Conquer is coming this way. There's an Ancestral Harmony and a Seek Vengeance blue, I think. being blocked with.
Yeah, so 2-card block to protect that arsenal. Okay. It is a Surging Strike. Just 4, go again.
And now no longer lethal thanks to that 3 life gained from that Heartbeat of Spring. We are kind of seeing...
Heartbeat of Candlehold?
Yes. What's Heartbeat of Spring? That's a card from a different game.
I don't know.
You don't need to worry about it, because Candlehold is where we're actually at here. Now, of course, this does still demand some number of blocks. Not necessarily because of the life total, though. That is important. But should this hit, and there's a 0 cost in May's hand, which is almost a guarantee, then we could see the Whelming Gust Wave, which you're going to have to block out as well. But then, of course, there's a question of, does May already just have the Whelming Gust Wave in hand? We have seen both yellows, I believe, and I think one of the reds. She does not. This is a Descendant Gust Wave. Coming in for 4. To 19, the life totals are still drastically in May's favor, but not out of the woods just yet. Because here is a vanilla Command and Conquer.
Yeah, this is still just, this is still damage. I have to say, this is like, down to 3, Tasha is staying in this game. It really, we've seen 1 Plow Under, this is the 2nd Command and Conquer, but we haven't seen a lot of, like, really big, of course we saw 1 Burn Bear, and now the Ring of Roses is out, and we've seen 2 Heartbeat of Candleholds, but not a felling yet, not any large decompose attacks aside from the Plow Under. So I'm just pretty impressed on how Tasha has been able to maintain. I'm losing my train of thought.
Maintain a life in this game still, right? Like,
yeah,
she's made some very good blocking decisions throughout this game to stay in this game at this point. Now, of course, I'm sure it wishes that Command and Conquer was a Felling of the Crown. That's a big card that has not been played yet, and arguably the most powerful card in the deck. But so far, kind of balancing these life totals out, and of course had some lucky breaks with May being unable to make use of a full hand, had Arsenal sometimes, and the fact that May is making a decision here probably bodes well for Tasha. Like, if there's no Arsenal to protect here, if May's hand could leak 3 damage, then this wouldn't be a question right now. And May, like, despite being on 19, does have to be wary of dropping down to that fabled 9 life, because should she ever go to 9, then that leaves Burn Bear and the Boots and the Waning Moon as a method to win the game during May's turn. And doesn't even have to play around Arcane Barrier. There's none of that. That's not happening anymore. That didn't happen in the game at all. And there we go. There's the defend for 6. I think that was a Dishonor and an Ancestral Harmony, so it's all 3 harmonies gone. And a 2-card hand here. I think that's a blue Seek Vengeance, so that'll be 2 damage. This might have been an all-blue hand.
Yeah, that is possible. Yep, that is a 2 on that dice, I believe. So this is just coming in for... This is just 2 damage. No go again. Tasha, of course, respecting it, not wanting to go to 1 here.
That's a sink below Sheik and Arsenal as well. That's going to be huge. And here we see the second burn bear. I think we're just getting a quick confirmation that that was the second one. 6 point of arcane damage. Nothing May can do to stop this. There's no cheeky Oasis Respites or anything of the sort in May's list, and both players know this. But now May has access to 5 cards. Do these 5 cards deal 4 damage?
Okay, well, they definitely deal 4 damage. Can they leak 4 damage?
That's a good point. This is not a bad start. We have the Descending Gust Wave Red coming in for 3 with Go Again. Here's that Sink Below that we saw Arsenal last turn. Is she going to fix her hand? No, we're carrying on. This one is the other Katsu card that I can't remember the name of.
Is this Lords? Is that Lords of the 100 Winds or something like that? Lord of the 100?
Oh, it could just be 100 Winds. No.
100 Winds?
Not 100 Winds.
No, that's not 100 Winds. No. Man, why do all Katsu art just have, like, a man standing in there in front of a bunch of
Wind.
watery looking stuff? That's not Lord of the 100 Winds, though. Lord of the 100 Winds is more yellow in the art.
Well, here we have another Sink Below. And here we have Surgeon Strike coming in for 4.
The double Sink Below is crazy.
Especially because she didn't actually use the sync effect from memory.
Oh, is that Retrace the Past? Is that what that
I
that
think
Katsu's?
you might be right.
Yeah, I think that's. Is that combos?
With Whelming.
Well, it combos with a card with Gust Wave in its name, and
Right, yeah.
this gets that name, and it's +2 and Go Again, so it can combo with both. Well, Descendant Gust Wave and Whelming
That
Gust Wave.
makes sense.
Which is a really good card to have right here for this nice little combo line, and then that is a Tenacity, I believe, right?
And Mental Block putting in work, not actually being a defending card there. Not granting 1 extra damage, but that Tenacity was still huge, coming for 5, and there's that first Felling of the Crown being forced to block with.
A little unfortunate. We do have the Ponder from the Mental Block here. I did not see what that was put into Tasha's arsenal. May's deck looks pretty thin.
Yeah, for both players, we're kind of getting to that point. And this is definitely not an intentionally fatigued game, but there's going to be a lot of blocking involved. And here's a Seek Vengeance coming in for 4.
I believe that is the third one.
Yes. Now, there's no way to give this Go Again in this list. If Tasha's aware of that, she could just block this out a little bit. And here we go. We're getting that decomposition, and I believe there's enough here to go the full triple decompose earth to get to
that
the soil count.
Verdance will finally have text very late in the game, 3 to 13. This could shift the tides for Tasha. Especially, I mean, May has a 4-card hand here. And if there is no way to give this Seek Vengeance... Oh.
And we're getting another defense reaction here. I don't believe we'll see a Decompose. I don't know if we can get a Decompose at this point. But
I'm not sure.
This is... Oh.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. We are getting the Decompose here. So we're defending for 8 on this. We have 2 Earth cards to decompose the next attack. If should it be another Felling of the Crown or something.
Very face-up turn from May. There we go.
And yeah, that was just really unfortunate for May not having a source of go again for that turn. And again, another lucky break for Tash to climb back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, Felling of the Crown, of course I talked earlier about how we hadn't seen those powerful cards yet, but arguably they are better at this stage in the game.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it is good to kind of keep the life totals at parity and make it less kind of scary, spooky, risky life totals that we had for a large portion of the mid-game. But now we're at the point where this is kind of forcing May to go into that dangerous life total territory.
Yep, it's either go into dangerous life total territory or give up half of your cards. Which neither is really a great position to be in.
For sure. Now this was before the release of Super Slam. That's what it's called. So there's no Light of the Leaves in this list. So there is just one Burn Bear to worry about, but I guess there's also Emeritus Scolding, which would be 4 plus 3, so if she goes down to 7, that's lethal, off the back of Storm Striders. Arguably the most iconic wizard card. Decision's been made. We have put a card on the bottom. May left with 3 cards in hand. Is she going to play around Emeritus Scolding or Burn Bear? Or Pulsing Aether Life, that also works.
Ugh, my gosh.
Unfortunately, very tense moment. With the tension broken by Elaine's cat.
Sorry. My cat is going crazy.
They just also want to provide commentary. They have thoughts.
Yeah. He's watching this game. He just can't believe it. He has so much to say.
Now he's a bit shy. But you know.
Yeah, of course.
He's a big Tasha fan, so he's really invested about how it's kind of turning around in her favor.
Yeah, he's very stressed out.
Just quickly checking. This hasn't frozen, has it? Nope. There's a hand.
No, I mean, this is a very pivotal, that's not
Pivotal?
a word, pivotal time in the game right now, so I think it's totally understanding that these players are really having a think, or May is really having a think on what card to bottom and potentially what cards to block with. I mean, this is a lot. This Felling.
Or I guess if it's worth blocking as well, right?
Yeah. Oh.
And there we go.
It's worth blocking.
Not wanting to risk going to that dangerous life total, and that hand, I presume, wasn't enough to threaten lethal.
we are on May's turn now, I assume, unless May's just passing.
She does still have a card in hand and the card in arsenal, so surely we see something. Some form of attack. Still with the lead, but that lead is dwindling. That's a Remembrance. That is not an offensive card.
Whoa. That is Remembrance. Interesting. Wow.
Okay, so we're getting a Bonds back. Are we going to see any natural go-agains? A Surging Strike might be a fine option to bring back. And to send a Gust Wave, so we're getting the whole line. In yellow, nonetheless. In case we need resource cards as well, I think. Reds might have been an option as well. But the yellows are almost just as efficient, but also are usable as resources, because you do need to actually pay to play that Whelming Gust Wave.
That is a very thin deck.
Yeah. Like, while Katsu's an aggressive deck, it doesn't kind of go to the same sort of deck eating speeds the same way as, like, a Dio. But activating Katsu triggers and playing your bonds and stuff, still definitely a kind of consideration in terms of your deck health. And here's an Everbloom Life. We are gaining 1 life, dealing 1 point of arcane damage, and then
Ring of Roses should trigger, deal another point, gain another life.
yeah, Ring of Roses always confuses me. First time you deal arcane damage, gain 1 life, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so it triggers off of the Verdance. Triggers off the Verdance trigger.
So now at 5 to 11, Tasha doing a good job of staying afloat and slowly whittling away at May's life total. Still has multiple cards in hand as well, didn't get attacked, so. Could be something big coming this way. And there's the felling of the crown.
That is something big.
I don't think she's decomposed this.
I don't believe so.
I imagine that's to kind of... it's probably a defense reaction, because if it was a resource to activate Waning Moon, you just do it in response or do it beforehand. Or she's mind gaming here, pretending as if she doesn't have the resources to Waning Moon, seeing if May chooses to no block this or not, and then goes for the Waning Moon, which would be a line for sure.
There's
It could also be the Burn Bear, the third Burn Bear. But it's very telling when a felling isn't coming in for lethal. Isn't being decomposed, rather. And we are down to 8. Burn Bear is now lethal. Merited Scalding is not. And here's the Yellow Gust Wave. I mean, Surging. Maybe not the one that was searched for. And we're getting the Storm Strider's activation. Is this the Burn Bear? It is. No, that's Merited Scalding, I can't see. Oh, but we're amping it! Coming in for 5 points of arcane damage, and then we are going to be pitching for this Waning Moon. That is 8 points of arcane damage. That's the game. Congratulations to Tasha for taking back what was a nail-biter of a comeback.
Yeah. I mean, that was crazy. That was so well played.
For sure.
We'll talk about it in the post-game breakup. I mean...
Again?
Oh no, we're breaking up again. No. Okay, let's jump over there.
And that was the final of the Rainbow Pitch League Season 3. You're back here with Kiki and Elaine. What a comeback. That was huge. Literally like a 16-point difference in life total at one point, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty crazy. Tasha played that game so well to maintain its lifestyle. Life total. I mean, May was really running away with it for the first half. It was looking pretty scary for Tasha. And that game, I will say, went on a lot longer than I thought it would have. I mean, that was like almost a 50-minute game, and in the first 20 minutes, it felt like a little bit over and not in Tasha's favor. So just really well played by both players, you know, showcasing the tools that got them to this point in the league, to the finals in the league. An insanely powerful deck that May brought, this Katsu deck, really understanding her deck so well, playing it so well, and then Tasha just having such intricate matchup knowledge and knowledge of her deck as well. Just very well played. These are fantastic players. What a showcase.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Tasha had such amazing discipline in that game to make sure that she knew when to take the damage, when she knew it was okay to not take the damage and where to block and stuff. There was that one turn that kind of went very, very, very wide, taking it down from 32 to 7 after the tenacity, Salt the Wound. And kind of knew the risks that she was taking by taking all that damage. Knew that she had to have some turns where May was going to get a little bit unlucky. She was able to catch May on a turn where she had activated the Scar Wraps and had the defense reaction for it. A bit of a gamble on May's part that didn't quite pay off. As we saw, there was no weapon for the remainder of the game. And then also, you know, the drawing what we presume was 4 blues, or drawing the Seek Vengeance again without that weapon, so it didn't have go again. And it was those kind of breaks that Tasha was playing for. Like, it knew that the game was going to go long with this gameplay, and despite taking that damage, so it had to take some risks, and knew that if the game was going to go on long enough, that we were going to see the fellings eventually throughout the game. We were going to see the burn bears, the ways to close out that game, and just had to kind of maneuver it and try to find what was best the long-term value rather than the strongest plays up front. So yeah, I'm impressed with both of these players, how they played that game, the gambles they took on both sides, some of which paid off, some of which didn't, but knowing that you have to kind of make these gamble plays in these big moments to win these games against some very highly skilled plays and players.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, well said. Congratulations to both of these players, of course, and obviously congratulations to Tasha for being our Season 3 champion of the Rainbow Pitch League. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Congratulations for being our champion. I'm sure once this goes public, your Silver Gambit's teammates are going to go wild and absolutely throw the love upon you, as both you and May deserve. So well done to both players. Congratulations to everyone who participated, made our top 8, won our spot prizes that we need to organize, and so on and so forth. Thank you to all of our sponsors for being involved with us, joining this journey. We have a bunch more admin to do, so thank you again for joining us, and we will see you all next time. Congratulations and goodbye.